This is a Lotus Elan Plus 2, and it's the only one in Thailand, probably. As far as I can gather from people who know, one person has seen a blue one a long time ago that people didn't know about, seen it just the once, apart from this car. But this car also used to be blue, so probably the same car. So probably the only Lotus Elan Plus 2 in Thailand. If it isn't, there's maybe one or so more lurking somewhere. Haven't seen the light of day for decades, because no one on the classic car scene knows about another Plus 2 Elan. So this car is very, very special, very, very rare, and it's just almost finished a restoration. And I just got to kind of tell a bit of a story here, because I'm a Classic Revival. You can see it's got the Classic Revival number on the door. It's been out on the track. It belongs to Kunuk, who's one of the co-organisers of the Revival, Kunuk and Kumplum. Their event, they founded it, they organise it. Kunuk is one half. He's a passionate collector of classic English cars. And this Elan, it's just fantastic. And the story is, he heard about this coming up for sale, and the story was it was kind of coming through an agent, so it wasn't straightforward to get to the owner and buy it. But he wanted this car. Didn't matter what hurdles he had to jump to, what conditions there were, and the cost, I guess. He wanted this car, and I can kind of understand that, because this is special. So anyway, the story is, he kind of got through the agent, he hovered around, he waited to get the car. As soon as the agent got his commission, he grabbed the car. There was no hanging around, messing around, no waiting for phone calls. He went out there, really proactively grabbed his car. And I can understand this, because it's special to own one of these. It's something really special. It's something totally Lotus. If you love Lotus, this is totally Lotus. Anyway, the rest of the story was, it belonged to a foreigner. Apparently he had it for decades and decades, and he stripped it down to restore the car, had the body done, but then it didn't get restored, and it was lying around for about 7 years. The guy was apparently getting older, about 70ish, so he just didn't really have the momentum to build a project. So you strip an Elan down, leave it lying around all the bits for 7 years, you're going to be missing lots of things. That's guaranteed. So when Kunuk got this car, there were lots of bits missing. So it's not been a straightforward restoration. It was a minefield, a horror story, and he had to go out there, and with the only one in the country, you can't find parts, you can't source parts at all. So the car was pretty solid, the car is straight, so it's almost finished its restoration. It's been resprayed. There's a lot of the interior is missing, the carpets, the trims, all that, but essentially it's together. And Kunuk sent me a photo of it on social media, and I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting to see a Plus 2 here. I said, I got to see this car, I really have to. And he said he's going to bring it to Classic Revival, maybe it goes out on the parade. It's not quite finished yet, so maybe it just comes to static. He had space on his transporter, so brought it up. Anyway, I'm straight over like, can I borrow this car please for half an hour? I want to just drive it around the car park. I want to take photos of it. I want to make video of it. And that's it really. So there's not much more to the story. I'm not going to go into Elans and what they're about. Sort of saying that it was the Plus 2 was like a late 60s to mid 70s car. Colin Chapman built it to make the Elan house a family 2+2, and you know, add more market share, add more new customers onto his customer base. That's why it was built. It's a classic. 2+2 is a very overused word. I'm 185 centimeters, which is not good for 2+2 territory, but I have to say with the Elan, in the front they're pretty decent, and in the back, although that's a squeeze, it's a lot less than some other 2+2s. So surprisingly, for a very small car, inside it does have more room than you would expect. The old story that Colin Chapman wanted a +2 to carry a family 1,000 miles in comfort. I'm not quite ready to buy into that yet. I've driven it around the car park, it's pretty cool. 1,000 miles, I think, I'm not sure it's a Grand Tourer. But anyway, I want to grab this car, I want to take some photos, I just want to introduce it. That's it basically. I'm going to throw some clips I've made looking at the car because it's fantastic. This color looks amazing, everything just works, and when it's finished it'll be really something very special. It's Kun-Luke's cars. He likes a race feel to the cars because that's the heritage. Lotus is a racing brand. The cars were born out of racing and they were born to pay for racing, so it's kind of a 360-degree circle. So it's got some nice touches, the dashboard, everything like that. It's got some really good touches on it. This car is just something really special. So I'm really pleased to spend an hour or so this afternoon with it, take a look at it, see what it's like. And I haven't seen an Elan Plus 2 in many years as well, so I'm kind of refreshing myself. The sunlight is crazy today, so the only shelter I could find with this event, Classic Arrival being so packed with cars, is under a tent in the VIP section. So the light's not fantastic, it's a bit yellowing from the tent, so I apologize for that, but there's just nowhere else I could stand and talk about this car and have space and not fry in the sunlight. In Thailand, when you restore cars, you usually do some modifications, keeping within the period tastefully done. For example, we're in a country where it's above 30 degrees most of the days of the year. You need air conditioning, you have to put air conditioners on, and things like that. This has got a new aluminium petrol tank, so don't want to upset any purists, but that's how we kind of do it in Thailand. You restore a car, you make some modifications that improve and enhance the car, but you do it with the period in mind, so you keep those upgrades and those performance upgrades within the period. So this car will have air conditioning, it's like say it's got a fuel tank and a few little modifications, but essentially it's all pretty much standard, and a lot of it's original survived really well. All the seats are original, and in a climate like this they would tend to rip up with age, but they're all very original and look really nice. The whole car is just really nice, it's absolutely bang on, and again I think the silver color nails it completely. It just completely enhances the Elan shape.